What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by two things. Since we don't do any sponsorships here on the channel, I'll show them out real quick. The first is my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and the second is a new podcast I just launched called Chasing Infinity. Links in the description below. Check them out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, let's jump into another answering your Splinterlands comments and questions video. It's been a while since I have done one of these. I think the last one was over the holiday. So let's go ahead and dive right in. This one coming in from Snowballs about my video earlier today with Bitcoin hitting 100K. So good to see new players coming in now. And SPS has steadily been rising for a while. Things are looking a lot more positive. Nicola disagrees. But so here's the thing. Yes, new players are coming in. I know it may not seem like it, but spellbook purchases are up significantly. I did a video on that a little while ago of how we went from like 1.7 to 2.8 in terms of like the daily average spellbook purchases. That's now over 3, right? So it's like 3x what we used to do, or maybe 2.5 to 3x what we used to do. So we're seeing people come in, pay for the spellbook. We're also seeing card prices slowly rise, especially for like Chaos Legion. I think it's going to be a while until we feel it if like the masses come in. But I agree, it's a very good sign, and I think a lot of people that are not necessarily like retail, but definitely like crypto savvy, are starting to look around and see what's available. And this is before we've really done any kind of major marketing or SPS has made a major move. I think either one of those, or ideally both, happening within the next couple of months here will be the catalyst that can bring in more players than just, you know, the 3 or so that we're signing up a day. Okay. Let's see. So Nicola says absolutely nothing for what 100K Bitcoin means. I disagree, but to each their own. Chris J says every financial metric of Splinterlands is down and to the right. BTC has been banging against new all-time highs for 6 months, actually more than 6 months. Pretty much zero correlation to SPL. Lots of bears coming in. Let's go, man. Papa Bear, you guys are going to wake Papa Bear up again. I will say this. So I agree with you. Bitcoin is in a bull run. Splinterlands, it remains to be seen if we will do much. We are up 2x technically, a little bit more than 2x from our all-time low, which was back in, I think, July or August. So it's now been like 5-ish months, 4 to 5 months. We're obviously up to a penny, but where do we go from here? How much can the team deliver to provide that utility and value to SPS? To that point, though, I wouldn't say that everything's been down and to the right. Yes, technically, if you look at everything compared to the all-time high, it's all down and to the right. But there are signs of life, and so it just depends on how much faith you have in that. But we shall see. Firebolts, thank you for the bots. And is that pineapple, pepper, chicken? I don't even know what that is, but let's go. I can't decipher your hieroglyphics. International Travel Channel and Snowballs, thank you for the comments. Supreme Victory Studios, dear Rising Tide, please don't forget about our ship. I agree. All right, so this was RK talking about BTC to 105. Sadly, at the time of me recording this, it has dropped below 100K. I think we hit like 96 or 97. But thank you for the comments. All right, we got Dwayne in the house here. So Dwayne says, I hear you, BTC is the one, but across the remainder of this bull market, even if BTC doubles, nothing compared to 40 to 100x alts are seeing. But your play is ride the wave and accumulate, meaning longer term, so whatever, I guess, right? Yeah, I mean, look, so I'm not saying that you can't make money on alts. In fact, I think alts are a crazy fast way to make money, but there's also a crazy fast way to lose money. So I just crypto is something completely different to me than what Bitcoin is, right? Bitcoin is savings. I will be dollar cost averaging and buying the top for the rest of my life. That is just how I look at Bitcoin. Everything goes to zero against it. Yeah, we can play around with some of these alts, and you know, I've definitely played around with my fair share. I've scaled it down quite a bit this time around, just because you know, the last bull run really turned me into a maxi. I had maxi leanings already, but you know, coming out of that and just seeing how every other project was awful. It's just to me at this point, right? Bitcoin's the only thing that matters. Now, again, that's not to say you can't make a ton of money, and I'm sure a lot of people will make a ton of money on memes, AI, gaming, right? There's a lot of opportunity out there, but understand that those are like investments, right? Meaning that they carry a significant amount of risk. I just don't view Bitcoin the same way. Bitcoin is the lifeline. It is the rope, right, that will lead or, you know, hedge against inflation. And I just want to be able to save in the scarcest asset in the universe, or at least the ones that we're aware of. But that, that's my maxi opinion, and I understand that it is very much a maxi opinion. So it is what it is. I'm not disagreeing with anybody else. That's just how I'm choosing to go about it. So then to go back to this, right? Yes. So if you're going to look at this and say, all right, yeah, Bitcoin might do another 2 or 3x from here, and like that's it. Cool. But at least I know what I'm getting with it, and I can position appropriately. There might be some alts that do 40 to 100x. There might be some alts that have already done a decent amount of X's and will just crash and burn, or whatever the case is, right? It's a casino. It's a Wild West casino that offers the opportunity that a Wild West casino does, but you could also get destroyed. So it is what it is. All right, Wangmeister says, you can just use the DEC SPS ratio right below the SPS price on Splinterlands instead of manually calculating mates. The reverse SPS flywheel begins now. Oh, you know what? Thank you for that, Wangmeister. I've never thought that through, but I guess you've got a great point there. All right, so Leandro says, I wish I had any. I believe this is talking about Bitcoin. First time I had the conversation about BTC was in the end of 2014. We decided to buy, but I never did because at the time it was a bit hard to figure out storage or buy storage. Yeah, man. I had a similar story. Well, actually, no, my story is not similar. I did not make the decision to buy, but it was early 2015. I think like February of 2015. It was the first time I heard about Bitcoin, and I just was not. I just didn't care. Didn't think about it. Somebody was trying to explain it to me, and I was just like, yeah, I don't care. Magic, internet, money, whatever. So it was around that time. It was around that same time, and I totally wish that I'd been listening. Last Hope says, keep the expectations lower, please, for obvious reasons. This is on the why a 10-cent SPS would make me nervous. That's not really, okay, I don't know if that's like my expectation. Well, I guess it is my expectation that we will revisit potentially the previous all-time high market cap, which is why 10 cents is way more crazy to me than a dollar, right? Because once we get to that level, we're in uncharted territory. But I've maintained that I think 10 cents is the blow off top, right? I think we hit 10 cents for like a day or two and that's it. But again, that is me being incredibly conservative and assuming nothing against the team, but just assuming that everything that they do is ineffective and we're just essentially riding the wave of the bull market. But hopefully they are able to come in with more. All right, so Jillian says, I really struggle with tokenomics. Could you take a moment to explain why you keep saying from a market cap perspective, looking at my balance, all I see is a lot less in fiat terms than it used to be. Why should we be concerned with a market cap perspective? Thanks. You know what? I wonder if I should do this as a full video, and I think I will. So I'll let me do this. For anybody watching here, my quick response is going to be the reason I'm talking about this from a market cap perspective is because that's the amount of value that's in SPS. SPS has been inflated like crazy, like 500% inflation. No, sorry, 700% inflation. No, I'm sorry, 800% inflation. Because we've essentially gone from like the last time we were at our all-time high, 200 million tokens up to 1.6 billion, right? So that's an 8x in the amount of tokens that are out there, meaning that if you're just looking at overall value, that's US dollar value, that's within the SPS token, it is far less per token. So think about this as you go like to buy groceries. Your dollar goes much further, or your dollar goes much less further, right? Than it used to. Before you used to buy, you could buy like a gallon of gasoline for 25 cents or eggs for 25 cents or something. Now a dollar doesn't go that far, right? So think about it this way. SPS no longer goes that far, mainly because it's been inflated 800%, which is wild, right? But that is just where we're at. And so when we look at this from how much value in a USD perspective is in the SPS token, if we hit 10 cents or 9 cents, we have essentially hit the new all-time high, right? That is the amount of value, US dollar value that was in 2021. And so you know what? Maybe that's a good enough answer. So hopefully, Jillian, that answers your question there. And I think Snowballs was trying to answer it as well. All right, so 1.25 cents will be the all-time high. This cycle says Fusion Sound. Well, we're almost there, so I hope you guys are ready to sell once we hit the 1.25 cents. Level of Life says, are you in land barons with 50 plots? I am, but not because I own the plots. I think I still have like a green username, so I still technically have like team access in Discord, which is just I'm able to see those 3 channels. And so I don't really go in there. The only time that I'll go in is if Cryptomancer is giving updates, so that I can take those updates and provide them to other folks who are not necessarily in that channel. But I would say that's not really a goal of mine to buy 50 plots. I have 4 right now, or 5. So I would need another 45 plots, and it's not like I want to just grab 45 plots for the hell of it. I want to get more land. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like, oh, I need to get 50 plots. And if they kick me out, then they kick me out. But so far I'll take the access just so I can share with everybody else. Box Score Watcher says, how many more years before you throw in the towel? I'm assuming you mean on Splinterlands. So this is probably more of a troll question, but I'll answer it honestly. At this point, we've survived to the bull run, which means I'm willing to give this the bull run as well as several years into the bear market next year, or after this, right? Next cycle, I should say. So my honest answer, assuming like we're pretty much in 2025 already, I think we hit the bear late 2025, maybe early 2026. I think that rolls until 2028, like early 2028. And that will be my new time. So we'll just go with like 3 years. Roughly 3 years from now is how many more years until I will make a decision on whether or not to throw in the towel. Meaning that I am looking at this in the sense that I think the team is in a much better position now. Let's see how they do. If they're able to acquire whatever and secure funding for themselves, again, not from externally, but just managing their assets appropriately with Bitcoin rising the way that it has. If they're able to make sure and ensure that they have enough revenue to keep even just this light team going, my guess is that if they can do that, they'll be good for like 2 years after the bull run, right? If I was Matt, I would probably be wanting to make sure that I can get to the next halving, knowing that, like, assuming you're not going to get any more revenue. But of course, I think they're going to continue to do that. So the fact that they made it this far, I will say that I'll stick around for another bear market and see how bad it gets. Because then at that point, right, my thought process will be, okay, should I check out other games? Should I check out other things? Like, is this no longer going to move forward? But at this point in time, if anything, my motivation or my conviction in the project has been somewhat renewed for another cycle, we'll call it. All right, so what the pick says, Bitcoin, woo, let's go. All right, thanks for the stream, up and away. Thank you, Dragon. Rift Summoner says it's common sense to me. This is about the 10-cent SPS. All right, so what the pick says, top players finally profitable again mining in the Saltland. Waits for a high rally which blows up an SPS rally. That'd be pretty cool. Now, what is this? Look at this. Look at these AI answers that they're giving me. Why is it only for this question? Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of whales jump back in now. It will be interesting to see where this. Look at that. It just automatically. What is that? Is that me? Are you emulating me? Those are not the type of comments that I leave. Okay, well, we're not going to leave a random AI generated comment, but I just thought that was funny. And then hopefully it's sustainable this time. We'll see what the new meta brings. Wow, maybe this does sound like me. That one does a little bit, but it just sounds so AI. Maybe I just give AI answers, I guess. All right, well, there you go. What the pick? You got a more personal touch with this video response. All right, so KQ Forever says land is, and why is it only that one? Do you guys notice that? Like, does what the pick have like something about that comment? That's so weird to me. Learn more about this. Okay, we're not going to do that now. No, dang it. That's not what I wanted. Come on. All right. So let's see. How are we doing on time here? All right, let's do a couple more. We won't keep this too long. So KQ Ferrer says land is so underrated right now. The upcoming checkable with V 1.75 will get very, very interesting. I think so too. You might have too many varies in there. I think just one vary is good enough. It'll make it so that people will people will have to be specialists, right? I saw someone today commenting about how they're they were worried about their plots. And, making sure, basically unsure about, hey, what's the value of all these things going to be? Should I be trying to diversify? Should I be doing X, Y, and Z? And it's like, well, that's kind of the question, right? Like, what utility are they going to put into each of the different new resources so that, you're happy with what you have, and it's not just like everything going towards grain or everything going towards wood. All right, so Mike says burning SPS is what I want to see, 300 to 400,000 a day. That would be nice. I don't know that we're going to get there anytime soon, if at all. All right, so KQ Purposes options are great when you're selling. They're terrible when you're buying. Okay, good to keep in mind because I've definitely been playing a lot with them. All right, Nicole says your nerves will be intact for a very, very long time. What's up with these double varies for the 10-cent SPS? Well, I mean, hey, maybe you're right. I mean, Nicola, what's funny is that I'm probably more in line with you on this. I think 10 cents is the blow off top. So hopefully I'm wrong, but that means that we would only get there for a very short period of time, if at all. All right, so the word you're searching for is rich, says Dwayne. I'll tell you this, at a 10-cent SPS, I still wouldn't consider that rich. I mean, it'd be a good amount of money, but I would want a lot more than that. I mean, I'm greedy. That's what it is. All right, so Mike Knight says, I have always been for land. My problem is how do I justify spending $80 on an epic plot when the same amount I can own amount of Matic or Illuvium? Or 2 Illuvium. All right, so Matic's up 64% over the last 30 days. I've made thousands. Conclusion Splinterlands is just a game, not an investment. Perfect. So you know what's funny is that your last sentence is exactly what I was going to respond to this with. So, and this is something that I think needs to be really important for the upcoming class of 2025 into Splinterlands, right? Sure, you're going to come in and you're going to be, there might be a period of time where playing the game is incredibly profitable, but if you do not appreciate the game for what it is, then you're like, as soon as the bear market comes, and the bear market will come, you'll essentially leave, right? And you'll get frustrated, you'll get discouraged, and you'll leave, and you'll be down bad. So my thought process, and to go back to like the other, shout out to Level Up Life, that other question of like, am I trying to get to 50 plots? No, I don't even care about that, right? It's just like, okay, I think land's going to be interesting, and I want to participate in the ecosystem. Maybe I won't be able to play every day, so being able to just log in and kind of manage things here and there, and then use the earnings from land to help slowly level up my cards and things like that over time. That sounds pretty cool to me, right? And so it's like, okay, if I'm going to spend money on land, it's not going to be like, okay, what's the massive ROI on this? Because as I've said, there's nothing in this game that's going to compare to other investments, right? If you're trying to play the game, that's one of the worst ways to make money, but it's a great way to have fun and make money at the same time, right? Those two are completely different. If you want to make a lot of money, don't play the game, right? Probably don't even come to Splinterlands because it's too speculative out on the risk curve. But if you want to have fun and earn something along the way, I still think Splinterlands is one of the best that's doing it. It's just we got in at a very hot time. And for people coming in now, it's probably much easier to stomach like, hey, I'm just, I could spend a couple $100, play this game, right? Buy some cards, be semi-competitive, have some fun with it. I don't need to make millions of dollars or thousands of dollars. It's just like, hey, if I'm on pace to like make a couple of coffees, enough for a couple of coffees every week, like that might be it. And that might be the type of class that we need to come in. The folks that want to just kind of spend casually. I don't know if there's an appropriate space for them, but my hope is that we do get that type of player in the future. Okay, let's wrap this one up soon. Let's see, what did Level of Life say here? If people get SPS rich, they're just a simple quick way from buying land plots. SPS pump would be like kids at a candy store. Yeah. All right, so let's end with this one from Tails. Let's see. All right, so the theory that land will go up in value because the team won't let it fail is interesting. Couldn't the same thing be said about nodes or Rooney? At one point, Bulldog bet big on nodes to the theory that Splinterlands would make vouchers valuable at some point in the future because it's no-brainer. Vouchers were almost removed entirely from the game just a few months ago. So I don't know if I said this, but if I did, then I definitely misspoke. My thought process was never that like lands are going to go up in value. And if I said that, then I apologize. That was not my intention. As you can see, I'm trying to clarify what I meant in that video. For me, it's just like land is exciting. They're not making any more of it. So sure, is there a potential that, it does go up in value? Yeah, but that wouldn't be why I'm buying into it, right? It's just a better way for me to maybe interface with the Splinterlands ecosystem and the game economy in the future that offers that kind of like passive, semi-absent player owner, whatever you want to call it, or landlord. So I get it. I don't think that anybody should be buying land for that reason, that it's just going to go up. And I certainly wouldn't be buying land. Like, okay, let's say I was to buy like one of those $12 plots. I think that's what's available right now. I mean, those plots would have to go to something stupidly high for me to sell, right? Because even if they were to do a 10x, I don't know that I would be selling plots from like $12 to $120. I'm sorry, like making $100 at the height of a bull run is like not appealing to me, right? If they do 100x and each of these plots is like $1,200, then yeah, sure, I'll let them go. I'll let them go so fast. But that's just not where I'm at. And I have not bought any plots yet. In fact, I've seen other people buy plots, so it's been interesting to see. I don't know if people are responding to me in that video or to my video, but people are definitely taking a closer look at land. So Level Up Life says, in real life, holding land requires paying taxes and hope you capture the value back as the government develops around you. But in SL, it costs nothing to hold, no monthly taxes, but plots capture developers' value gets coded. I would disagree with that. There is definitely an opportunity cost. I mean, if you want to run each plot effectively, you need to spend 50,000 DEC, which is roughly $50, and then probably like another $10, right? So we'll just say like $60. So yes, are you generating a yield with that? You are. I don't know what that yield is right now, but it's there. To your point though. Okay, to your point, yes, there are no taxes outside of like whatever is taken from what you produce. But there's no like property taxes for just kind of sitting on land either. And then Tails finishes this up with good point. Also remember though, opportunity. Oh, okay, so I literally said the same thing. Opportunity costs that come with land as the capital is locked waiting for the game to develop, as well as operating costs, DEC and cards. All right, so see, me and Tails, this is why we get along because we're thinking about it the same way. All right, that is all I have for you guys in this video. I'll try to get another one of these out very soon, but I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Peace.